Hey guys, hope you're having a fantastic day. Today we're here back at Panjab Motors. As promised in the previous video when we were reviewing the GLC, we promised that we have another Mercedes review coming up in the next video, and so we're back here at Punjab Motors. Thank you very much to them for lending us another car for a review. And that car that we're going to review today is... No, not this one. The C-Class is a review for another day. Over there, man. Yes, that's right, the GLC Coupe. Let's start the review. And now for performance, because this is a coupe car and performance is the biggest factor while you're buying a coupe. So let's talk numbers now. But before that, a little overview, because this car is actually the first time that Mercedes has bought a coupe, GLC Coupe, as a normal car in the Indian market. Before that, this car was only available as the AMG variant, which was very expensive. Now the price has come down a lot because this car is now available in the petrol and the diesel engine options as well, which is available in the GLC as well. So let's open the hood of this car. Now in the heart of this car is the same 2-liter diesel engine which was there in the GLC normal one as well, but the tuning in this car is of some other level, because this car now produces 242 brake horsepower and 500 Newton meters of torque. Massive numbers for a massive car, and I can just imagine sitting in this car and going for a spin. It will be amazing.
In terms of styling, the coupe version of the normal GLC has been transformed quite much, but from the side and from the rear. From the front, the only few subtle changes have been made. Let's have a look. The most prominent difference in the front is the grille. Instead of the 4 chrome slats in the normal GLC, this car has only 2 chrome slats, which in my opinion heads this car to a sportish look. The other subtle change made to the coupe are the headlights. They are slightly blacked out, but they are much more technical than that. For that, you'll have to wait till the features. Now this is where the change begins. There's really no need for me to tell you that. You can see it by yourselves. I personally like the coupe design of the new GLC, and for sure it's gonna be turning a lot of heads on the road. Well, if that is what you want, this car is for you. And now for the rear. The fastback design of this car looks really nice, but as is an SUV coupe, the rear has been lifted up a lot, which gives this car a unique look. If we talk about the tail lights, the design is the same as the normal GLC, but they are elongated to fit the coupe. The interior of this car is no more different than the normal GLC, but is a bit blackened out, and the choice of the wood on the center console is different. So this was the styling of the GLC Coupe. The styling of the normal GLC is very much different than the coupe version. Now let's see if there are any differences in the features as well.
And now for the features of the GLC Coupe. But the features of this car are very similar to that of the normal GLC. So we'll not be wasting our time in going into the details of the features of this car. If you want to watch the detailed review of the features of this car, well, you can watch the GLC normal video that we've done on our channel, just the previous video. But we will be telling you the differences between the normal GLC and this GLC Coupe. So let's start with that. And now the first feature, I mean, if you watched our normal GLC video, well, you know which feature we're going to be talking about, and that has to do with the headlamp array. And that is because the headlamp array of this car is very technical. We have a multi-beam headlamp array which Mercedes is very proud of, and I would call it the pinnacle of lighting, because this multi-beam headlamp array has a range of 650 meters. I mean, it depends upon which you have, the low beam or the high beam, but still a maximum range of 650 meters. That is massive. In the previous video, we did tell you that a normal car has a range of 100 or 150 meters, and 150 meters, that too if it's a nice car. This car has a range of 650 meters. I mean, the comparison, well, I can't even do a comparison at this range. But that's not it. We also have a few different features. When you're driving this car and you start taking a turn, these headlamps actually move to a certain degree, 5 or 6 degrees in the direction that you are turning, so that it produces a much more area that you can see, so that you can safely turn your Mercedes GLC Coupe at night time. And we're still not done. There's one more feature. That is the cutout feature. For example, you're driving on the highway and a car is coming in front of you. Well, if you're on high beams, that beam would actually blind the person in front of you, and it is dangerous for both you and the other driver. So what it does is that when it senses that a car is coming in front of it, it makes a cutout for that car in low beam. Rest everywhere it's high beam, but where that car is coming, that portion would be low beam, so that the person driving in front of you is not blinded. That is amazing. Alright, the next feature is also a feature up front. I mean, it's not actually a feature up front, but it's a feature that goes all around the car, because it has to do with this 360 parking camera in this car. When you try to park this car uses a bunch of different cameras, like one over here, two on the ORVMs, one in the rear. I mean, there are a bunch of different cameras all around this car, which gives you an actual graphic representation of your car in real time on your display. Obviously, this is a showroom car and we're not driving the car anywhere, so we're not able to show you that, but I will be presenting a picture to you on your displays right now, which will explain this feature to you really well. Alright, those were the two main differences between the normal GLC and the GLC Coupe. But now we have a small little subtle changes as well. Let's see. When we open this car, in the steering wheel over here, the steering wheel is adjustable using an electronic lever that is given on the left side over here. So this was not present in the normal GLC. You had a manual adjuster for adjusting the steering wheel. Well, in this car you have an automatic one, so that is one difference. The other difference is that you only have a normal sunroof in this car. The GLC normal one had a panoramic sunroof, but in the Coupe you do only have a single sunroof. So that is a small difference over here, but when you're buying a coupe, it's for spirited driving, not for looking at sunroofs. Now, there is two little small differences as well, but that we will be covering in the comfort section of this video, because it is comfort related. So let's move on to that. But before moving on to the comfort of this car, I would like to mention that if you noticed, when I was telling you about the automatically adjustable steering wheel in this car, there was a Mercedes logo on the center gauge. That is because the center gauge in this car is not an analog now. It is actually a display which has a few different animations and customizations of its own, which is very nice.
Now when we talk about the practicality in the new GLC Coupe, it is exactly the same as normal GLC. So we are not gonna waste our time in the interior of this car. But the part where you do have to compromise with the practicality is the trunk. First we're going to talk about opening this trunk. Now there are three ways to open this trunk. The first is on the key fob, second is the driver's side footwell area, third is a sequence sensor given below the trunk. Well, did you notice there is a unique way to open this trunk? The Mercedes logo revolves around its axis to open the trunk. I would not call this trunk a small trunk, but however, this is a compromise than the normal GLC. But anyways, let's close the trunk. Now there are two ways to close the trunk. As we have told you in the earlier review of the GLC, either you can push the lever or you can use a button.
Now the thing is that in a coupe you're actually looking for performance. Well, this car has the performance, but there's no downside to having comfort as well, right? Because when I sit in these seats are really comfortable, like leather seats, which when I sit back I really feel a lot of support, a lot of grip, and these seats are very, very soft. You will have no kind of problem going in a long road trip in this car. Even if you're doing spirited driving, you're cruising along, these seats are perfect. You also have automatic controls for moving the seat back and forth, the backrest back and forth, and a special feature in this car, and that was not present in the GLC, is that even the headrest is automatic for bringing it up or bringing it down. Now, another feature in this car that is present and not in the GLC normal one is the automatic under thigh support. This feature was present in the GLC normal one, but in a manual version. You had to manually adjust the under thigh support in the car, but not in the GLC Coupe. You have it automatic. Another great thing in this car is that you also have memory seats in this car. This car has it, but not the normal GLC. So all of this included, I think it is the perfect package for any kind of person. And now coming into the rear seats of the GLC Coupe. Well, even if the driver is 6'1" like me, if I come into the rear seats, you can see I have a lot of legroom. Legroom is something that you do not need to worry about when you're sitting in the rear seats of a GLC Coupe. Whereas, if we talk about the headroom, there is a lot of controversy related to the headroom in this car because of its slanting roof design. Well, let's see. If I sit back, obviously because of the slanting roof design, I don't have the headroom that I had in the GLC normal one, but in the GLC Coupe, I still have about an inch or an inch and a half of headroom available to me. Once again, I'm 6'1" and I still have that much headroom, which is really nice. So headroom wise, you don't have a problem in this car. But if someone is more taller than me, they might have a little bit of problem regarding the headroom in this car. But anyways, if we talk about the seat itself, the seat is very soft. Obviously the material is same as the front ones, so they're very grippy, soft, and you won't have a problem sitting in the rear seats of the car, be it an adult or a child. And so with that, we complete our review of the 2020 Mercedes GLC Coupe. A feature-packed coupe with an SUV form factor is really amazing. We have the practicality, the comfort, performance obviously, and so in this price point, I think this is the perfect daily driver. Once again, special thanks to Panjab Motors for offering us this car for a review. We have awesome people over here. If you want to know anything about this car or any other Mercedes car, you can contact them using the links in the description below. Thanks for watching our video. If you liked it, please give us a thumbs up. Tell us in the comments down below if we can improve on something, and don't forget to subscribe. We will see you in the next video.